So in Halloween fashion, let's talk about some scary data trends.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds spooky.
What is the number one trend that's going to come back from the dead in 2026?
Oh, back from the dead. I think in 2026, people are going to be writing code again instead of AI and LLMs. There's been a lot of excitement about English is the new coding language. I think we're going to go back to code is the new coding language. There's just a certain amount of hard skills that I don't think are going to die, and people are going to be really a human being behind this.
What can go wrong?
No, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing could possibly go wrong if you just let an LLM write your code and maybe make some slides for you, present it to the board. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Hallucinations, never, don't happen.
This is why we're here looking like this, talking instead of writing code, because we've got some LLMs doing all the
computers,
work for us.
Yeah. Computers doing the work. We're going to hit the beach after this. It's going to be. This is high value. So
this is the future of humanity right here. Forget about coding. It's just going to be people in costumes talking about data.
Yeah. It's fascinating stuff. Way better value than actually like producing deliverables for clients, and more fun.
Exactly. So, more seriously, what are some of the things that you've seen go wrong when people rely on LLMs?
I guess for me, in my personal role, the biggest struggle is actually trying to debug someone's code. So like if someone writes something for me, I'm reviewing it before it goes out to a client, and then you sort of get there and you go, oh my God, there are 1,000 lines of code. LLMs are verbose. They're not trained to be concise, which is something we like in English and something we like in code. And they're trained to be like verbose and just to produce a lot. And so you get 1,000 lines of code, and it's very hard to figure out what's going on where and what it actually is that it's producing in the end. Sure, it makes a picture, it makes a graph, or it makes a table, but it's incredibly difficult as someone who reviews a lot of code to know what's actually going on. So then there's this toss up like, oh man, do I try and review the code? Do I try and fix this? Or do I just like start from scratch and write it myself in, 50 lines instead of 1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's my little personal gripe for the day. But yeah, I don't always love LLMs. Although I do like their restaurant recommendations. Also, good tips on pickup lines. If you ever need a little help, ChatGPT, amazing.
Another question for you. What data buzzwords do you wish were buried 6 feet under?
Oh, man. I feel like a lot of the buzzwords we get around our profession nowadays are more like sort of business, jargony, actionable, all this. Anything you learn in business school, I'd prefer that just didn't make it into the lexicon. Derek here mentioned one earlier that I have to get on board with, data sausage. We don't want data sausage. That goes back to the LLMs. I want to know what goes in there. Yeah, I don't want the mystery ingredients. If there's a gut wrapper, I want to know it's a gut wrapper. And if there's bits of brains and other organs in there, I want to know that too. I don't want to be surprised by what goes into my sausage.
Love it.
Pickles are okay. Pickles in the sausage I can get behind. The rest of it, not so sure.
All right. What's the scariest data set you've ever had to clean?
Cleaning data, you're already, unhappy. Cobwebs, very Halloween themed, spiders everywhere. It's terrible.
Lots of bugs in that code.
Yeah. Ding.
Oh, yeah.
So good. So there's some public data sets out there that are tough. I remember we did one project on electric production, and like you had, it's hourly data by region, and you had to just merge these thousands and thousands of files together that were all formatted a little differently, so it was all a little tricky. That got a little scary. That got a little frightening at times.
Speaking of scary, like Halloween isn't just about two grown men wearing things like this. It's also about the kids. What advice do you have for the youngins that are trying to break into data science?
My advice would be, it's not dead. Don't believe the people who are like, LLMs are going to take your job. They're not. If you can sort of hone that skill set, you will be valuable. And fewer people, I think, are going to do it because they think LLMs are going to take over and they can just code with ChatGPT. They're wrong.
Yeah.
No, don't need that.
Totally agree. So let's say I'm someone in school applying for a job at a phenomenal place like System 2, and I get a technical assignment. I'm a little tempted to use ChatGPT to help me code. Should I do it or not?
I think it's a perfectly fine thing to do. It comes up with great ideas about even sort of different ways to solve simple problems. It'll always solve something that's been solved before because that's what it does. It can make your life a lot easier and it can make you code much faster. Just make sure you know what the little individual pieces are doing so you can put them together into something coherent. And when you show up for the interview, wear a great costume.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's how pretty much everyone here got jobs.
pretty much.
Great. So let's take some questions from the audience.
Yeah,
before
here we go.
We
Got the peanut gallery back here.
we do have an audience here.
Can I have a raise is not a valid question.
Yeah, that's not a question.
No.
How much can you make as a data scientist?
Sky's the limit.
It's a great question. The question was, in terms of compensation, what can you do with data science? The answer is that it's a pretty well-paid job. And the advice I like to give people is to figure out how you can be as close to the revenue generating side of the business as possible. The closer you are to generating revenue for the business, the closer, the higher upside becomes. If you're in a place where data science is the thing that business does, and it's not just a support function for something else, then your upside is going to be significantly higher. Unless we all get replaced by LLMs, but until that day happens, these are pretty good jobs.
I feel like everyone in the office is listening all of a sudden. This conversation must have gotten really interesting.
The question was, is data science getting easier or harder with all the technology? I think it's hard to do it well. I think it's easier to get started and to get to a point from zero to something. There are a lot more resources out there to help you do that, but to develop a level of expertise is still hard. You just need to go through a lot of nightmares.
Indeed. Yeah, I think it is hard. It's harder perhaps to differentiate yourself, particularly to someone who isn't an expert in the field, right? And so, because people can do so much with LLMs, you have to get to basically a higher level of expertise or higher proficiency before you can really differentiate yourself. So that's tough. In case you guys didn't hear Gabe's joke, he said Noah showed up because I was talking shit about data sausages.
Noah, what's your question?
So what part of the data science workflow is your favorite? Is it ingesting data? Is it analyzing? Is it presenting? What do you find the most fun?
All right. Thank you for that question. For me, I like to talk, clearly. So the most fun part of the process is getting to actually present the insights to our clients and communicating these pretty complex technical concepts in a way that resonates with someone who may not have technical expertise. What about you, Seth?
Yeah, I think I do a little more of the nerd in the corner vibe. I like discovering something new, like when you're working with a data set and you're playing around with it, and then all of a sudden you have this moment of like, holy cow, this works. I really have a takeaway here, have something like meaningful and different that like other people didn't see, maybe you didn't see when you were working with it initially. That's a cool feeling. That's like, oh yeah, you really got somewhere with the data you're working with.
And, we have a channel in our Discord about accomplishments or things we crush. And one of my favorite parts is reading through that to see what we're doing well on. And just today, there were a couple of examples of our forecast being much closer to consensus, screenshots from our clients when we had first sent them a forecast that was not consensus, saying, oh, if this thing is actually right, this stock's really going to move up. Screenshotted next to today's stock price going up because we end up being right on that forecast. So being right's always fun.
Oh, yeah. I should have rephrased that. Yeah. My favorite part is being right, but that happens all the time. So I'm pretty used to it, What can I say?
Yeah. Just like it here. we edit out all the mistakes.
Yeah.
So
easy.
I think we have another question.
Yeah. The sausage is back.
The sausage. Yeah, go ahead. Here you go. Come on in.
What's the most interesting thing you've done here at System 2?
All right. The most interesting things we've done. You want to take that one?
I mean, what comes to mind is driving golf carts and climbing trees. I have a particularly well-developed skill set when it comes to those things. Yeah, way above average.
We work really hard to climb to unclimbable places to get your data.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think what's most interesting to me is just the variety of the questions, the problems that we work on. Every industry is a little bit different. And sometimes we end up working on a problem that we didn't even know existed. Like one of our bigger projects now is with the sand mining company. I didn't even know sand was mined. I just thought you go to the beach whenever you need some. And you have to go from literally knowing nothing about this industry, then being able to actually tell these clients something about the industry that they've themselves worked in their entire lives that they didn't know. So how do you go from, I didn't know there was this even existed, to I'm going to tell you something that you don't know about your own industry within a matter of days? The fun part about what we're doing, and being able to actually do that, leverage data and get people something that they didn't realize they could answer is really interesting and fun to me.
Yeah, I think my answer has got to be lunch conversations here, because we have a group of just some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life, but it leads to like just fascinating stuff at lunch. So we have lots of good plans for starting cults, taking over the world, libertarian utopia. All of that gets covered at lunch.
While
it's great
playing
stuff.
GeoGuessr or whatever random games.
Yeah.
All right,
right.
who's next? Who's next?
Who wants to put the sausage on? Shubham, wear the sausage.
Yeah, you got your own costume. Yeah.
That's not as good.
You should get a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes over there. But first of all, yeah, what are you supposed to be?
What am I? So I put a twist on the average hot dog we saw before. I'm the construction glizzy, they call me. Yeah.
What's your question?
So I know System 2 culture is very important. So what do you guys think is the best lunch order to get?
That is a good question.
Great. So for those who don't know, we love to eat lunch together as a company, and we do pay for lunches. We probably should answer this question using data at some point to go through all of our lunch orders to see what some of the trends are.
That's been done, by the way.
Jackson is somewhere.
Jackson's going to have to present if we keep going down that road.
Seth, what's your take on it?
I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park today with the Roy's Fish Market. Oh my God, that was some good sushi. I mean, recency bias perhaps, but really phenomenal.
I'm a fan of Parm. It speaks to my heart whenever it's a rainy day and you want to feel better about. Yeah, it hits the spot. Well, what about for you? What's your favorite lunch order so far?
There's this new Turkish restaurant right there in the corner called Sultan, which is, I think, great food, amazing portions. And for me, it always hits the spot. They're reliable, fast delivery, so can't complain.
Just to, do some back testing on this. Where are you from?
I'm from Turkey, so that answer is a bit biased. Can't lie, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible with these lunch calls.
I love it.
Birkin, he is very objective because he measures the quality of lunch by weight, and this place by weight delivers more food than anywhere else. It's very objective when it comes to his favorite lunch place.
Calories per dollar. Thank you. We got one more? All right, we got one more.
Hold on, explain your costume.
So I'm an aviator. I tried to be the Tom Cruise from Top Gun, but apart from physique, I'm the aviator. My question is how did you guys get into data science? And what was your first aha moment when you entered into the field and you felt like data can really transform the finance field or the field you're working in?
Do you want to start? How did you get into this industry?
Well, I was on my boat in the Pacific Ocean, hanging out in an atoll and scuba diving. And I said, God, this is really pretty rough. I think I would way rather be sitting behind a computer in New York City. So that's how I made the transition.
Oh, yeah, life can't just always be this good.
Yeah, it's just no contrast to it. It's all just great all the time.
It's hard to tell if life really is great when you have no data science in it. Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit of my story, how I got into this. So I was working at a hedge fund. The founder of the fund asked a question about, there's all this talk I'm hearing of big data. What can we do about big data? And it was one of those buzzwords where clearly nobody knew anything substantial about it, which was great for me because that meant I can take it in whatever direction I wanted to. And the direction that I took big data was towards data science and alternative data and using that to augment our investment process. That's how it started. I remember one of the first things that resonated with me was Netflix was a company that mattered. And what mattered for Netflix were how many subscribers they had. What you could do is you can sign up for a Netflix account and you'd get a user ID that was in the URL. And it turns out that those user IDs were sequential. So you can sign up for an account once a month and you can subtract those two numbers and figure out how many other users had signed up for Netflix in between. It was a really clever way of figuring out exactly the metric, the KPI that mattered for Netflix, which was subscriber ads. And that made so much more sense to me. Anybody with that kind of information can figure out how to trade that stock. You didn't need to be this super savvy investor. That aha moment made me realize that there's something here.
Amazing. They do not have sequential user IDs anymore. It's very discouraging. It'd be a lot easier to track if they did.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to call a company that specializes in this kind of stuff to figure out the
might have to
workaround.
do.
Awesome. All right.